What's shaking? It's Bacon, and today I want to share with you guys some current events, some stuff that's happening in my life right now. This isn't gaming related at all. This is just a story I want to share with you guys because it's really weird for me. It's kind of disturbing. Now, there are authority figures in my school. If you don't know, I am currently a senior in high school in the beautiful state of New York. And these authority figures typically take the smallest of problems and blow them up to exponential proportions. So last year we got a new mayor who allowed for students in New York City public schools to bring cell phones. This was big news for us. I know when you think New York, you think like, oh, we got skyscrapers, we're moving places, we're, you know, advanced in some way. But we're stagnant in a lot of cases, especially when it comes to school. We're very stagnant and we don't really change much. We stick to the old ways. And the old ways are no cell phones, no electronics, no Walkman. Like that's on actually a board. Like it says no Walkman, no MP3s and things like that. It's silly. He did this because his son attends high school and he understands that, you know, parents want to know where their kids are and things like that. They want to be able to contact them when they leave school and, you know, just to be safe. And guess what? My principal hates this. Back before cell phones were legal in our school, she would have the biggest problem with hats. Anyone wearing a hat, she would just take it off their head without any warning, without, you know, saying, oh, take off your hat, young man or young lady. Nope, she'd just take the hat and just hold it in her hand. And she would have piles of hats in no time on top of each other, stacked on. And I must say, I think that's a little unsanitary because some hats are pretty damn dirty and can carry lice and things like that, but whatever, she was just holding them. But the problem with that, the biggest problem, was that you really didn't have a way of getting your hat back or identifying it. She didn't give you a note or anything like that to go along with the hat to reclaim it, nothing like that. And people would just go in there, hey, that's my hat, take it. So you'd never see your hat again. And that was really silly and frustrating. The only way to actually get your hat back pretty much was to contact your parent in some way, shape, or form, because we didn't have cell phones back then. But then again, people did smuggle in their cell phones like they were drugs or something like that. And you'd have to contact your parent if they were like the angry parent type. I know there are tons of people who have like those parents who'll just come in, hey, give me back my son's phone, and just like, you know, turn up for no reason because their kid says it. Their kid pretty much rules them. They rule the world. Their kid is everything. So, you know, that was the big problem. But now it's cell phones. This lady has a vendetta against cell phones. She hates them so much. She would peep through the windows of our classrooms, interrupt our lesson, and, you know, claim people's phones. She'd just, give me your phone, give me your phone. She'd just like, you know, take everyone's phone. She would just go around the building like this. And just every floor. We have 5 floors. We have thousands of students. She would just take cell phones. Like, it was just bizarre to me. She never took my cell phone because you already know I was too smooth. She couldn't keep up with me. Like, I stay way, way away from those kinds of people, those kinds of authority figures. I don't get into trouble like that. I avoid it at all costs. I have my phone out a lot of the time. Don't get me wrong, but never have I ever been caught, and I never will. If you have your phone in your person, it has to be in your bag, away, and off. It has to be off. But let's face it, nobody does that. Everyone has their phone in their pocket on. It's on vibrate and things like that. They'll take it out when they need to, when they feel like it. But she's not having that. It has to be off and away. And I understand being an authority figure, you want to, you know, enforce the rules, but she takes it to another level. Yesterday, she went onto the loudspeaker. She does this a lot. She likes to, you know, vent over the loudspeaker. She's kind of a kooky lady. But she went on the loudspeaker and oh my god, she like this was like her declaration of war. She said that day she had collected 40 cell phones and that today she had decided, would be the day where she gets 100 cell phones. She said, my goal is to collect 100 cell phones. When I heard that, I know I would never get caught, but the thought of a principal, instead of doing her job, you know, helping the school in a productive manner, is betting against the students and is issuing her plan of war against us to collect 100 cell phones. What kind of childish shit is that? Like, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard from a principal, and it's just pretty sad and pathetic. And she had this thing organized. Now every teacher, if they see you with your cell phone, they won't tell you to put it away. They won't even acknowledge it. They'll just, you know, glance, pick up the phone, and call a dean. That's what they've been instructed to. Of course, not all of them do that because not all teachers are crazy like that. But they've been instructed to do so. And I've had friends who got stopped by the principal today. And this is what they told me happened. The principal said, stop, stop where you are. They had to stop. Come here. They came. And she would say, do you have your cell phone? They'd say, yeah, I have my cell phone because, come on, we have our cell phone. And she would say, where is it? In my bag. Can I see it? I have friends who said, no, let me see it. And some of them, you know, showed her. So when they showed her, she said, press the button. At this point, they're a little creeped out. They're like, wait, what? What are you talking about? Press the button. She wanted them to press the button so that the screen would come on and prove that it's not off. So she wanted to see if your phone was on. She stopped people in the hallway as they were going to class and said, let me see your phone, and wanted to see if it was on. Even if it was stowed away in their bag, like they could barely find it, she would then say, give it to me. That's mine now. What in the hell? This lady is crazy. And this wasn't one person who told me this. This is plenty of people. I saw her patrolling and I just went in the opposite direction. I wasn't about to get caught up in all that. Hell no. But I kind of regretted it because I was like, maybe I could have, you know, played the race card or something like that and be like, what is this, stop and frisk? You can't do this, and just make it a big scene. But I'm not about that life. I don't have time for that. I have a YouTube video to make about this. That's more entertaining. But man, this lady seems to see us as like livestock or cattle, not really as human beings or people or even students. Honestly, I don't feel like I'm looked at as another person. I'm not saying equal because, you know, authority figures will say, well, we're not equals, we're not peers. But still, decency, human decency, respect in some way, shape, or form. Even if someone's younger than you, to be respected, you have to pay some sort of respect in some way, shape, or form. You can't just come up to someone and say, give me your phone. That's pretty much theft. But yeah, I just really want to share this story with you guys because it's probably the silliest thing that an authority figure has ever done in schooling, you know, on a broad scale. I've been caught up in stupid things with authority figures, but this is like the entire school. This is wide scale. Tell me what you guys think, and have you ever had a problem like this, or is there any authority figure in your school or a school you've attended that's ever been just like this loony? I hope you guys will like, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll catch you in the next one.